date is April 17, 2025. In about 11 hours I've got a meeting with this company called Brooklyn Brothers, and they supposedly work with the Lego group. If this is legit, still punching myself whether or not this is legit or not. I'll find out tomorrow. This could potentially change everything. Working with the Lego group. Just hope it's legit, man. Really hoping. Fingers crossed. I truly think that anybody who has a burning passion for anything, that has the ability to, kick them up in the morning, whether that be a sport, a hobby, or even a job. Everyone has that one company or individual they dream of working with. And for me, that dream was always Lego, long before I even started photography. So when I got an email with the opportunity to work with them, saying I was thrilled was an understatement of the century. Like most people, Lego was always a part of my upbringing, from my dad's old vintage Lego sets to my brother's collection. I just remember it always being there. I think one of the funniest memories I have with Lego is I must have been maybe 8 or 9 years old, and we were downstairs at my grandfather's place, and this room is almost like a museum. My grandfather was all into his history, so there was like samurai swords, army helmets and hats, and there was also a big red box of old vintage Lego. Now, I don't know when it started, but it went from just playing with the Lego to me and my brother just grabbing fistfuls of Lego and just launching it at each other, ducking behind couches and behind bookcases, and we definitely got into some pretty bad trouble for that one. For the last 5 years that they lived in that house, I swear, every time I went down that room, I'd find little remnants of Lego pieces just scattered in different corners. So we definitely didn't clean up that lounge all the way through. So as I got older, I continued to buy Lego sets and collect them, and once I started doing photography, I began using these Lego figures and sets to create unique stories. And this worked really well because I love the outdoors, and just being able to combine the outdoors with Lego and photography, three of my biggest passions in life, it was a combination that was just perfect for me. This country just offers so much in regards to the wildlife, the scenery, nestled so closely together, so it gave me so many opportunities to get unique photographs. So while I was posting all this Lego photography, in the back of my mind I always thought, like, I wonder if Lego will ever see these or want to work with me, because that would be the goal, that would be the dream goal. I always wanted to work with Lego when I was a kid, thinking I could be like a master builder or something like that, but I don't think I was good enough for that sort of thing, so Lego photography was the next best thing, I think. Working with the Lego group would be the ultimate goal, for sure. Then in February of 2025, I got an email from an agency over in New York saying, "We work for Lego, what ideas do you have?" Immediately read something like that and you're automatically like, yeah, this is a scam. But I said, screw it, let's throw the ideas at them, and if they take my ideas and run with it, who cares? But then they wanted to jump on a call and discuss these ideas with me. Maybe this is actually legit. So we hopped on a call, and they essentially explained to me that they wanted me to photograph the new Lego Lord of the Rings Shire set show off some features, and just basically highlight the set and the minifigures. What? I'm sorry. Just seeing the Lego set on their slideshow was just like, oh, this is legit. They want me to do this. I'm gonna finally be working with the Lego group, and it's with my favorite franchises, Lord of the Rings. So yeah, this is exciting. But now came the challenge. That was to deliver a full set of images, recreating various iconic scenes for the movies, and we only had like 5 days to do these photos, and with Auckland's unpredictable weather, it was set for rain and cloud, maybe patches of sun, so it was going to be tough. We're really going to have to get this timing right for these photos to turn out well. I sent off the scenes that I wanted to recreate to the team, got the green light, and then set off to one of our regional parks here in Auckland. Which has rolling hills, farm animals, pretty much Bag End, but you know, in a different location. So I tucked the set into a little grocery bag and made my way up, tracking up hills over and under. I thought this place would probably be the best because it's basically open farmland that people can walk along, and you can already see that there's just like rolling hills around the area. And looking back at the footage, I could just see that I was really trying to force this Lego set to work in areas that were just impossible. This is looking extremely hopeful. I think this is a very good spot. This is gonna be good. I think this is gonna be good. So I'm just looking at it and the elevation's too high. So we found another potential spot. I mean, that's much better than what it was before. I mean, we're just gonna have to see. We're gonna set up and see what it looks like. Towards the end of the shoot, the sun broke out through the clouds and created for some beautiful, harsh lighting. So we've just shot the Shire set and the sun came out, and I think we got some pretty cool photos. We were able to utilize the hills pretty well. And if you know, Lego is made out of plastic and it's quite reflective. You put a harsh light on Lego, it looks awful. So bad, so bad. And I don't know why. Maybe I was sleep deprived because the night before I was trying to build the set, but I really thought I nailed the shots and I was really excited. I drove home thinking, I was like, yes, these are the photos the Lego team are gonna like. And I got home, put it up on my computer, and jeez, I don't know what I was thinking. I looked at the images and thought these are just horrible to the highest degree. And this was supposed to be for the Lego team. They've got 12 million people following their page. If I put photos up on their page like that, it would be embarrassing. There's only been like a handful of times that I've come back from a shoot and just been disgusted with the Lego photos that I've come back with. And this was one of the times. Right when I'm working for the Lego group. It honestly looked like someone just took the Lego set and just dropped it in the field. And that's exactly what I did. That's exactly what it looks like, and it's awful. So there, that was when doubt kind of sunk its teeth into me a little bit. I looked through the photos and I immediately broke down my flaws. That was, the long grass, the harsh lighting, and some of the angles just looked a bit wrong. Only option I had was I have 3 days left, head down to the regional park again at the crack of dawn and try again in a new spot. We gotta try again. I mean, I'm not just gonna give up on these photos. Yesterday's photos were absolutely shocking, so we've come back and we're hitting sunrise, which should be pretty good timing, but we're gonna have to track our way up in the dark. That's where we've got the headlamp. So we've been hiking for about 20-25 minutes. Where we're walking is about 10 minutes further than we did last time, so I'm hoping this angle can be a bit better as far as hills go, and I'm definitely going to plop it on the pathway rather than just in thick grass, so hopefully that way it looks a bit better than yesterday. I've just found this little spot here. It's not on the track, but it's just next to this little park bench, and because there's been people walking through here, it's kicked up the grass and there's just dirt. So I think this might provide a really good spot where we've got this big massive tree here that looks like the tree from the movies, which can sit right behind it, and then we've got the hills back here which has more trees, and I think this could be a better spot. I really hope this is a good spot.
I'm not going to do too much filming, I'm just going to try and get the shot.
And I thought this would be perfect because there was almost a lot of foot traffic around the park bench where the grass wasn't growing anymore. So you could place the Lego set down and not it be overbeared with these, you know, long blades of grass. So yeah, that's what I tried out. I placed it down and it looked, for the most part, pretty good. And you had the rolling hills and some trees in the background. I was like, I think this spot is going to work. While I was shooting, I actually had a visit from a fantail that was flying around, and a fantail is one of New Zealand's native birds. Super cool bird. And I guess that's kind of another reason why I like doing Lego photography outside. I mean, it gets me outside into the wildlife, and I kind of get to share that space with the animals and things, and it's just another bonus to it all, really. I mean, it's really cool seeing the wildlife, you know, watching them go out and basically survive in the real world.
Alrighty, it's been about 2 hours. I say this every single goddamn video, but I think we got some pretty cool photos. I mean, I didn't film as much as I'd like to because I didn't know how long this light would be out for. Safe to say, today has been a great success. So much better than yesterday. Yesterday was shit. We got a whole wide range of shots, and I've actually been shooting all of these photos on my telephoto lens. I don't know why I haven't utilized this sooner. It just compresses the images so well and makes the Legos look lifelike. So much better than using a wide lens. And I can compress the background and make it look so much larger than it actually is, and make these hills look a lot more like the rolling hills in Hobbiton. So definitely going to be using this lens a lot more for my Lego photography, because I haven't been using it enough apparently, because it is just so good. It is so good for this shoot. Really saved me, honestly.
So after the second shoot, I walked away feeling very confident with the photos now. Not like yesterday where I was delusional. Today, I felt properly confident that I got some good photos. From there, it was time to have fun with this shoot and shoot in my garage and use a whole bunch of different practical effects.
What we've done here is we've set up the Ulanzi light. We always use this for when we're shooting inside the garage, and we're just trying to recreate some of the interior shots. And also, of course, we just got some AstroTurf, which I just picked up from Mitre 10. We're going to be using that for the exterior shots when it's Bilbo's birthday. These ones are always fun. They're a lot more simplistic, and obviously you can control the lighting how you need to, which is perfect. You don't have to wait for weather or wait for clouds to go out the way. So these ones should be nice, fun, and relaxing.
I mean, this part was a blast because I got to use a smoke machine, a water tank, and it was just so fun to look side by side with the actual scenes and see my Lego version and almost framing them up one to one like that. That was really cool to do. And it no longer felt like I was doing a job anymore. It was more just like getting back to my creative roots of just creating Lego photography in a way that is just fun. You know, there's no pressure. It's just me allowing my, you know, creative brain to fire off and just make really cool photos. So this was definitely my favorite part of the whole shoot. By the end of the week, I had about 200 photos that were, in my eyes, perfect. And of course I had to narrow them down. So I narrowed them down to maybe 30 or 40 that I thought was really good. It's funny because it originally was supposed to only be 22, but I got carried away in a few instances. On the 7th of June, sent my images off, and now I just had to wait for Lego to approve them and then post them on their page. Fingers crossed they like them.
Well, we finally made it. International Hobbit Day is now here in New Zealand, and it's only just struck 1 AM over in Denmark. So I would assume that they wouldn't be posting it now, but the anticipation is killing me here. At least I can confidently say that in the next 24 hours they will be posted. I'm so excited for this because it's been months. All the way back in February when they first contacted me, shooting the photos in June, and then now we're here in September waiting for it to finally be posted. First collaboration with Lego. All we can do is wait, and then once they post it, it'll finally be it. Yeah. Just have to wait.
So it was during that night, and around 11 o'clock I was about to go to sleep, and I was like, what the hell, let me checked my Instagram again and opened up Instagram, gave it a refresh, and then boom, there it was. My own Lego photos were on the Lego page. I'm not saying this for the sake of this video, but it genuinely felt like a surreal moment. Just seeing, the Lego logo next to my images was absolutely insane, for a lack of better words. Especially considering these photos were just taken next to a park bench or taken inside my garage. Like, these photos were on a page with 12 million followers, which was mental. And I gotta say, the support that I got from my friends and also everyone who follows me was something I'm really, really grateful for. Although it doesn't take a lot of time from people's day, I genuinely really appreciate people just pushing that positive, energy, I guess, towards my photographs. And it means a lot because, people like, the Lego group notice me because of you guys. Honestly, at the end of the day, it felt like another, Lego photography shoot. The only difference was that this time it was for the company that I cherished for all my life. That's what made it so special. And every shoot I do brings new photos, new stories, and new chances for me to become better as a photographer and as a creative. And that's kind of what I chase more than anything, is getting outside and just hoping to capture great images and get a few stories and visit beautiful places, I guess that's the simplest way I look at it. I really hope this is the first of many collaborations that I'll do with Lego. I mean, as far as what's next, I guess you have to stick around to see what I do next, but I'd really love to travel to Canada. I think there's some really cool locations in Canada to photograph Lego and their scenery and stuff. Maybe somewhere like Banff. Banff looks really cool. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. I've said it before, but I genuinely really appreciate the time you take to watch my stuff and engage with it. Whether you've been here for a few days, a few months, or even years, I really appreciate any support you send my way. If you want to see all the images that I did for the Lego company, it'll be up on my Instagram. And yeah, I guess that's another video done, another shoot, and I've got so much more planned before the end of 2025. I guess I'll see you in the next video. Bye.